Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Well and Growing Up with Najee podcast, where obviously I'm your host, Najee. I haven't done a video in quite a minute. Life has been lifing. I've been getting out of my comfort zone, learning new experiences, stuff like that. I guess today's topic is, I guess, being okay. I guess today's topic is being locked in. Like, we use locked in this generation a lot, or when it comes to relationships or our goals or anything like that. But being locked in is, in my opinion, being committed to something. Like when you're locking in on something, that means you have tunnel vision when it comes to your goal or your relationship. That means like nothing's stopping you because you don't see anything else. You just see that straight right there. And in some cases, that's a really good thing, right? But in a lot of cases, it's not, right? For example, say you're in a relationship and you're too locked in a relationship to realize that you have goals too, and that you have a life outside of the person you're with. You forget that you have goals and have something else, a life, and you can be attached, and you can make what your target is you make what your target is, whether it's a relationship or your goal, doesn't matter, because you're locked in on one thing instead of having multiple spurts of different things. Like, again, in a relationship, school, right? Because you could be too locked into school to where you think that for example, a lot of people that were in high school, or that I know in high school, were focused on being the best. They locked in on just being the best, and then they realized when they got up to high school, or when the real world hit them, that you're not always going to be the best. You're not always going to be first. You're not always going to be the main thing everybody's looking at. That's not how that works, right? And I feel like that's the same thing in a relationship. You can forget that there's a reality outside of the relationship, that there's a reality outside of the person, that when what you see or what you're feeling starts to end or cease to exist, it hits harder, because you put your life into somebody, or you put your everything you need into someone, and then now it's like it feels like you have nothing, but you do, but you just don't see it. That's why I think it's okay to be locked into a relationship, but also have a disperse of other things, have a disperse of energy outside of the relationship, because a relationship is 50-50. If you don't have anything to bring to the table and the other person has something to bring to the table, it's like you're relying on them, or if vice versa. So it's like, it's always good to have at least something, something outside of the relationship. I'm not saying cheating or having another partner, but I'm saying like have a life outside of the relationship or goal. Just my opinion, of course. But yeah, have your own shit. Have a life outside of the relationship. Don't let your relationship be the main thing, because it's gonna hurt in the long run when it ends. That's just how life is. It sometimes, well, not sometimes, things don't last forever. Doesn't mean you can't, you know, remember the good times or what was, but things don't last forever. So have something outside of that so it doesn't hurt as much. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.